Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to be playing some more 60 Seconds, because it's one of my favorites. If you look at the achievements, we only have 2 left, and we are mostly done with one of them, and it is the Dead Hand? I believe it's called Dead Hand. So, what the Dead Hand is you have to complete the hardest difficulty on all 3 challenges, on challenge modes. I did it on Scavenger, I did it on Apocalypse, now I have to do Survival. So I have to do Sarah Bomber on Survival. That word is so difficult for me. If you like this kind of content, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment. Not a catchphrase, that is. It genuinely helps the channel, and I appreciate it if you do. I also noticed we've got a lot more people to the channel, man. Welcome here. I'm glad to have you guys here, and I hope you stick around. I will go from here. I've got the mom and the son. Okay. Alright, let's see. I've got an axe. I got a map. I got an axe and a map and the bug spray. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. Cha-cha. Try to get the fly. So, here's the deal. This is a really difficult one because we have to escape and we have no control over the stuff that we get. And that makes it really difficult. A lot of people I see, they basically do resets until they get the items they want. But I don't think, I would probably have to do like 20, 30 resets. And I'm not going to do all that. That's too much. So what we can do is focus on expeditions. If we focus on the expeditions, we'll either A, get the items that we need, or B, set ourselves up for the vehicle so we can escape that way. And I think that's probably the way that we're going to end up doing it, is using the vehicle. I already have it partially built. I believe it's the ice cream truck that we are partially building, which it just needs like 2 more times being upgraded, and it's ready to use an escape path with. And in that case, we just need a good amount of food. We'll need 4 cans of food to be able to give to it. That's going to be a hard one for Sarah Bomber, but I digress. Timmy is safe, and that's what matters. We barely got out. We barely got in here ourselves. We have no idea what happened to Mary Jane and Ted. Maybe they're okay. We don't have that much food. No one's complaining yet, but canned soup might be an extravagant dish quite soon. There's barely enough water for everyone. We will have to ration it strictly. There wasn't enough time to grab everything, but we got some stuff. We got something to get started and hope it's enough. Alright, so day 5 is when we need to get them water. Day 10 is when we need to give them food and water. So we're going to try to ration as strict as we can. How about that lake that we've been going to for the past few years? It would be so good to find ourselves there, far away from this madness. Swim a little, maybe take a little boat ride, even if the whole place turned into Adamville. Sorry, I got the hiccups a little bit. So, day 2, we're going to just send people on expeditions right away. Probably the kid, we're going to burn him out. We need a parent to survive, so the kid's going to be put to work for sure. Still, it's better to be safe down here than dead up there. Today's been a fine day for Dolores thus far. That is good for her. Alright, we're doing that. We've been never huge fans of mushrooms, but with the colony growing on the wall, we've changed our loyalties. We're all about mushrooms now. Should we eat them? Heck no. We don't eat fungus around here. Oh, speaking of fungus, that has nothing to do with what I'm about to say. I've got this new drink that I tried, and it's probably my favorite thing right now. It is Dr. Pepper Creamy Coconut with 0 sugar. I gotta say, this stuff is absolutely amazing. Sounded like an ad. It's not an ad. They don't sponsor me. I would, though. I would accept a Dr. Pepper sponsorship. I'll tell you that much. Genuinely enjoy it. Alright, so we're going to send the boyo. He has nothing to go out there with because we don't really have anything to work with. So we're just going to send him out and hope for the best. Hopefully he comes back with radio, a puzzle, a book. It's pretty much everything we need for the escape paths. Timmy went out to the wasteland. We don't know what time he'll come back. Alright, we're on day 4. We don't need to do anything for anybody. Alright, let's see. We have plenty of distant relatives, but none of them mean as much to us as Auntie Ada. She lives in the country, so there is a good chance that she's still configuring her cow counting machine, and not to worry about nukes raining down on her hen house. Too bad we don't have a photo of her, or do we? We put some photos into books a while ago after the coffee spill incident. We don't have any books, so we can't look for the picture. So there's a good chance people might start going crazy because we don't really have anything positive for them. Hopefully we hit some stuff that'll help us with that. And so we are left with no photos, no news, and no happy thoughts. The world is too cruel. Okay, we got to give her water now. It's the 5th day. Dang it. One of the cupboards in the shelter was a bit shaky, so we pulled it out to give it a new home. In the process, we discovered a secret door. Where does it lead? No idea, but let's find out. I wish. I actually wish. If we were able to do that, we'd probably get a decent item. But we're not able to do that. Sad as us, sad as us. This Sarabama is going to be... It's going to be tragic. It's going to be a very tragic thing. But we will try it until we get it because we are almost 100%. We've almost platinumed this game, and I'm excited. Some things are better left untouched and unknown. Whatever is behind that door will have to stay there. We also stacked some furniture against it just to be sure no one comes through them. Alright, so Dolores is fine for now. Alright. This is terrible. We can't sleep. We've been having problems with sleeping ever since we got down here, but now it's worse than ever. If we don't deal with this problem, we won't be able to cope with any other challenge that awaits us outside these thin shelter doors. Hopefully she doesn't get tired. It's kind of the only thing that would... Yeah, she's insane and tired. That's fair. Bravely ignoring our symptoms, we tried to get at least 1 hour or two of sleep. No luck. We're even more tired than we were. There are no problems, and there are other problems we need to face soon. Let's just hope our yawning will be enough to scare raiders away, or save us from radiation sickness. Okay. She's tired and crazy and hungry. We don't have any board games. Been hearing strange noises lately. Is it coming from the outside, or is it something that came into the shelter with us? Could it be? We found nothing. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering, and I'm reading faster than my mouth can work. So, putting myself in a situation. We found nothing. We feel like we might be going crazy. Should we probably get busy with something to keep us occupied before this gets worse? I mean, she is as crazy as it gets now. If we had a board game, it probably would have brought her back a little bit. Boredom can really get to you in the shelter. It can lead you to dark places. Trust us. Us? There's only one of you, Dolores. The last thing we expected to hear while sitting in a fallout shelter was a trumpet. It was played by someone who was clearly not a trumpet player, and who had probably never heard a trumpet player in his entire life. He came with a friend who knocked at the door and demanded that we let the merry men enter, so they would take from the rich and give to the... I'm so broke, it's not even funny. Have at it. They're going to give us something nice. They gave us a radio. That's not bad, actually. Those merry folks were very kind. They noticed we didn't have a radio, so they offered us one. When we asked them where they got it, they said the 1%. That's fair. Day 9, we got to give her food and water tomorrow. We're definitely sending her out to the telephone. Ring, ring. There we were, thinking we would never hear a telephone signal again, and suddenly the phone starts ringing from somewhere outside. We figured it was the phone booth across the street. Should somebody go and answer it? Yes, that is the twins' escape path. I don't know if we'll make it, though. I'm going to be honest with you. She's still tired. She's still crazy. When we answered the phone, we could hear a gasp of relief from the caller. They introduced themselves as a survivor from a nearby town of Hill Valley. We had started exchanging information when the call was cut short. Something must have gone wrong on their side. We hope they will get back to us soon. Alright, so we got to give her both. What is that? It seems like a distant rumble, but it's getting louder. Why is everything shaking? Oh god, it's a quake. Grab something and hold on. Good thing we don't have nothing else but the radio. We'll keep it safe, I guess. Alright, so she's not tired anymore. What were you doing out there, Junior? It looks like you brought us, like, one thing. What? Everyone okay? Let's hope so. We need to make a proper inspection. That was a nasty earthquake. We never used to get such bad quakes before. It's all because of the atoms. Definitely the atoms. No one should mess with the atoms. No one. We were afraid for Timmy, but he came back from the wasteland and is safe with us now. The majority of the local gas station was destroyed. Gasoline reserves blew up, too, and probably did more damage than the atomic bomb. The only thing left intact was the cashier's booth, along with some cars and the gas price board. War or not, prices are still growing every day. There was an abandoned truck in line for the gas pump. We immediately recognized the logo as a well-known company on its side. Yup, the Canned Soup Company. A few water bottles were scattered around the cashier's booth. None of the explosion damaged them, though it is funny how that pipe shadow got burned into the wall. Alright, so we can send her on an expedition now. At least we have a little bit of food to work with. We're going to send her out. What was that? A rat? Rats are usually smaller than cats. And what's with the double tail? We can't let that thing inside of our supplies. Alright, we'll use the axe. I don't think they ever really... The axe never really breaks on random events. At least, I don't think I've seen it break. So, let's send the mom out. Our cans are saved. Too bad for the hairy mutant. Guess we're still on top of the food chain. Good for us. She is fine. He is starvation. We'll give him something and then keep an eye after that. We're going to just send her out. This is going to be a tricky one. I think this is one of those runs where we're just going to aim for expeditions to do another thing on the vehicle. Dehydration tomorrow for him. It's been a while. We don't know much about what's happening outside on the surface. If only we had a chance to tune into some emergency broadcast radio to learn a thing or two. Alright, let's fiddle with the radio. We're able to get a weak signal and tap into the government's emergency announcement service, and guess what? Great news! The fallout outside is mostly gone. It should be much safer to travel the surface now. I guess that means that Dolores is going to be doing good outside on this trip. During the night, we heard some suspicious sounds coming from behind the door. When we peeked out into the morning, we saw a leather suitcase. It has no address or name on it, but we were pretty sure it's meant for us. Should we open it? Yes. He's already sick. He can't get sick again. He's the only one in the shelter. So, it's worth the risk. It won't do anything to us. We got some cards. We were hoping it would be a bouquet of beautiful flowers or maybe a box of Belgian chocolate, but apparently we can't have it all. We will put these items to good use anyways. Alright, that's a good deal. As we were considering alternatives to canned soup diet, a sudden knock at the door broke our line of thought. It turns out we were visited by a band of survivors who were in pretty bad shape. All they wanted to get was something to drink and a bite to eat, or at least a clean bandage of medicine to attend to their wounds. You know what? I'm going to give them some food. Well, hang on. Let's see what he's hang on. He has hunger. I'm going to give them some water. Because I think this will help us in the future. I know it benefits us, I just don't know how. I'm going to be honest with you. Our visitors had problems finding enough words to express their gratitude. Many tears were shed, smiles and hugs exchanged, and they wished us all the best. It's a great feeling to be helping someone out. They left soon after to seek shelter in the ruins of our town. We hope that they make it out there. Alright, he's at starvation. We can feed him tomorrow. If there's anyone who can rescue us from this hellish situation, it's our government. You can badmouth them all you want, but that probably means you're either a naysayer or a commie. We're good citizens. We've been paying our taxes regularly. So we're sure Uncle Tom is coming to get us. Well, except that one time when we... Never mind. The government people are coming, and we should keep our eyes and ears open for any sign to come from them. Indeed, indeed. Okay, Dolores did alright. She got a flashlight, she got a padlock, she got more food and water. We're doing okay. Good news, the government made a radio broadcast about extracting survivors from our area. The announcer asked everyone listening to wait a while longer and expect further communication within a few days. We'll be out of here soon. The cool thing is, we've got the map, we got the radio, and we got the cards. Those are 3 things that the government asks. The only thing that they would ask, I believe, that I don't have is the gun. So, I'm optimistic. A little bit. Dolores is pretty crazy right now, so... 1 second. Our need for entertainment took us to the local cinema. A portion of the theater is still standing, including at least one cinema hall. We went in, hoping to scavenge something. Or at least find some film posters. When we recognized the sign of a food stand sticking from between the rubble, we were hoping to find some popcorn. There was none, but there was tomato soup dispenser. It was still working. Yay. The cinema had a strict policy of not bringing your own drinks into the movie hall. Seems like somebody broke the rules a little. We found a lot of bottles in the last row of the hall. Some were even full. The only thing left in the ticket booth door was a padlock on it. The security here must have been questionable. Someone forgot to take the key out. Breaking your leg amongst ruins is not difficult, and the cinema wasn't helping. If it wasn't for our hawk eyes and a cat-like reflexes, that flashlight abandoned in the middle of the movie theater passage could have been proven lethal. Alright, so we're good on this stuff. She is just crazy and tired. He is hungry. Let's give him that. He's still tired. She's still tired. I'm going to wait 1 day before I mark it, but we'll see. When emptying our bucket in front of the shelter, we discovered a hasty drawn map on the ruined walls. Someone drew out a route and marked a spot on the end of it. Maybe there are supplies there. Maybe we should check it out. I think so. There's still a risk that our map will break, but I think that's okay. I'm willing to risk it, because we need more stuff. It was worth the risk. I don't know what we got, though. Oh, we got checkerboards. That's perfect. This treasure hunt actually turned out to be fun, despite taking place in a radioactive dump that is our town. Most importantly, though, it was successful and we managed to find a small package. Whatever is in it will definitely prove useful. We can do another expedition. Give her food. Give him water. She's tired. He is not. We're going to send the boyo out. The wasteland is full of surprises, like this man on the other side of the door knocking and claiming that he's willing to offer a lot for decent ammunition. Shall we? Yeah, actually, yeah. We'll trade him for the checkers. I think he gives us, like, some food. I don't understand that chuckling. We offered checkers instead of ammunition. The visitor was quite confused and tried to explain to us what ammunition is. He pretended to understand nothing, and it was very amusing until he left with our checkerboard. What a butthole. Okay, that was horrible. Alright, we just lost it for no reason. At least it was a free item. Dehydration. She's deranged at the moment, so I don't see us making it much longer. We may have to reset, to be honest, unless the government can come quick. Because she's going to take off. Timmy went out to the wasteland. We don't know when or if he'll come back. She's deranged, hungry, tired. A young lady dressed in all white visited us today, requesting our aid. Wasting no time, she laid out a plan of what she said is a bandit camp where she claims her twin brother is being held. Seems like a young man was witless enough to challenge the biggest bandit leader to a sword fight, and now his sister is very worried. She says we definitely won't regret it if we decide to help. Let's do that. I need something to make the mom not so crazy. The woman quickly called a group of friends and set out for what turned out to be a successful mission. Finding the lost twin brother wasn't a problem. He was hanging on top of an antenna next to a fence. Trying to escape in his duel with the bandit leader, he lost a hand, but the group quickly tended to his injuries, and he'll be just fine. The siblings thanked us 100 times and said they would definitely contact us again. Someone paid us a visit today. It was an overly cheerful redhead woman, accompanied by a grumpy-looking mercenary type who was probably her guard. She told us she was a trader and eagerly showed us the items she had brought along. I'm not trading either of these because they're both important. The village needs to chop down trees sometimes, and both the village and the government need to use the map sometimes. So as long as we don't touch these, we're fine. We do need the book, however, but I don't know. We will see. We don't know until their next visit of which one it is. We also need the cards. We have to have at least the cards or the checkers. One of the two. So we're just going to hold on to the cards and we should be fine. Okay, let's see. It was hard to turn her down because of all that dang cheerfulness, but we did it anyways. The woman seemed a bit disappointed and tried to offer us schematics for a weird gun. We turned that down too. It's not like we have any tools laying around here anyways. Alright, she is starvation. We'll give her food tomorrow. Some door-to-door salesman found his way to the shelter. We remember him from the time before the apocalypse. He came with a bunch of leaflets and tried to convince us to join something called the Astro Citizen, but we refused. Now he just wants supplies and says that he will reveal some state secrets in return. Heck no. Every time I give that guy something, he just tells us some weird stuff and disappears. We ain't got time to play games with him. As a rule, we don't trust door-to-door salesmen, especially ones who attempt treason. We told him to go back to whatever planet he dropped to Earth from. He got angry and stormed off, mumbling something about our souls are going to be devoured by the alien Lord Yontor. Poor guy. He seemed very confused. Alright, let's see. She needs both. Let's just give it to her. We decided to peek outside for just a minute to see the store around the corner, and the corner was still standing. When we were about to step out, we heard a growl in the darkness and a pair of ferocious eyes appeared a few feet away. We only had moments to decide what to do. Pretty sure the dog helps with mental health. If we use the flashlight, it doesn't get rid of it. The issue we have is food. I'm going to go ahead and mess around with it in hopes that it helps Dolores not be crazy. We decided to check out what's coming for us with the flashlight. Guess what? It was a dog. The poor thing seemed tired, so we let it stay with us for the night. The next morning, we opened the door to let it out. It still hasn't returned. Hopefully, it will come back later. She's still deranged, but that's okay. We tried. We could trade the axe for the med kit and risk that. And hope they don't request the axe. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth the risk. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. Okay, just hang in there, Dolores. Hang in there. Oh, kiddo. Despite his desperate attempts to sell us all kinds of things, useless and not, we turned down the man's offer, probably for the better. He did look quite untrustworthy. Okay, so Timmy's gone. We can't go on expeditions. Last time we went out on an expedition, we noticed an abandoned tank just sitting there in the open. It looks damaged. It may contain useful supplies. You know what? We'll risk this one. We'll risk this one. Gas mask. That's fine. She needs nothing. Today, an army broadcast interrupted our, let's just call it breakfast. Anyways, they seemed very eager to evacuate us from here, but then went over several things that needed to happen before they do it. The first item on the list is up to us. We were given geographical coordinates and need to get there to leave a sign we're still alive. This would be easy with a map. Okay, let's use the map. And let's go out there and leave a little note-a-roni. A quick glance at the map gave us all the information required. We left a message in a bottle. Good deal. She needs both. What was that? Did the radio static stop for a moment? Let's try tuning into that signal. No. We're not going to break the radio. That'd be a horrible idea. Okay, she's not tired anymore. Maybe another time. It's not the right moment to be listening to the radio. Okay, she's good. She's just deranged. Scratching on the door can only mean one thing. Our dog friend is back. We raced to the door, not considering it might have been a mutated beast, but luck smiled at us. The furry fellow seemed really tired and hungry. Should we feed it? You know what? Yeah. Let's feed him. We don't need too much food for her. We're either going to make it or not. It's either going to be quick or not. She can't eat and drink all this food and water, and that dog may help us. I don't know. The dog was back to its former self in under an hour. We don't know what they put in the soup, but man, that stuff is good. We decided the dog needed a name. The right name for him was Pancake. Come here, Pancake. Who's a good boy? Pancake stayed around for a while, but it was gone the next morning. We can bet he'll be back. That's okay. That's okay. The siblings kept their word and visited us again with a request, seeing as they're slowly running out of space in their tent. Their group is attempting to build a small camp for themselves. They already gathered some resources, but they need someone to help them chop wood. I told you, axe. Axe was needed. If I would have traded it, we would be in a serious situation right now. We would have lost guaranteed, but right now we still stand a chance as long as the Dolores doesn't take off. It took a few hours, but we managed to chop everything that they asked and even a bit more. Everybody was really grateful, and we got a lot of friendly pats on the back. Helping people and working together is such a nice feeling. We hope we get to visit our friends in their new home one day. I'm nervous because this is going to be a close one. I don't want the trader. I'm not trading for the cat. I should have read that for you guys, but I'm just kind of burning through it because I don't know if Dolores is going to make it. I actually don't. Our grandparents always told us never buy sight unseen. Yep. She food, hungry. Let's just give it both to her. That's fine. We woke up to a dripping sound today and noticed there's something leaking from the pipes. That green liquid looked innocent enough, even after it ate through the table and the chair and on the floor. Patching up that pipe is probably a good idea. We're going to wear the gas mask. That's all we got. I'm optimistic still. I'm very optimistic. Ha! Problem solved. No leak, no mess. Back to our tidy little shelter. Okay, she doesn't need anything. Before the world turned into a unforgiving dead wasteland, we were friends with almost everybody in our town, including Old Man Jim, who would shamble through our street often and always said hello. When we wanted to visit him once, he gave us an address that took us to a park. Old Man Jim was such a joker. It appears that he survived the blast, since he's at our door right now asking if you want to buy a rock. Yes, please, Old Man Jim. I would love to buy a rock. Give me your finest rock, sir. Old Man Jim was always lovely and friendly to everyone. Of course, we opened the door and fulfilled his request. He winked at us and told us that the first rock is for free, which we are happy to hear. A nice rock is a good thing to have, but we don't think that we'll be able to trade any of our supplies for it, even if it brings luck like he claimed. Okay, she doesn't need anything. When we heard a knock at the door this morning, we held our breath in fear, but we soon heard children voices coming from outside. We decided to open it up, and it turned out the voices belonged to a pair of Girl Scouts They used to sell cookies, but they have branched out. Now they offer other items too. Smart girls. I'm not trading nothing. I need that radio. Alright, come on, twins. Or army. Although the girls are very brave to walk around in the wasteland like that, sadly they didn't have anything of interest to us, so we declined their offer. They wished us a nice day and left. Hey, if you made it this far, just as a reminder, hit the subscribe button. If you already did, make sure you hit the like, or make sure you comment. It really does help the channel, and I hope you're enjoying it so far. But yeah, let's keep on going. She's just hungry, thirsty, so we're fine. Open in the name of freedom, came a shout from outside. We were sure whoever claimed to be representing freedom, but we could hear it was a group of people probably armed. Anyone who introduces themselves like that is probably planning to kill someone in the name of freedom. Let's go ahead and open it, because it's usually the Wolverines. I don't think I've had an issue yet with the Wolverines. Nice. We regretted opening the door the minute we saw who was standing on the other side. Dark faces, rifles, and determined looks of a band of teenagers. We're doomed, we thought. Then, out of the blue, one of them asked us if we're with the Reds. We've never supported the Red Sox, so we confidently said that we weren't. The tension dropped immediately, and those nice young people who gave us 2 water bottles. They told us to have no fear since Wolverines are around. We're not sure what the Wolverines have to do with any of this, but we took their word for it. Alright, let's see. She needs both. When we heard barking, we were all at the door in a moment's notice. This time, we were right. It was Pancake. He had come back, but he wasn't willing to enter. Instead, he seemed very anxious to lead us somewhere. Should we grab any gear? Yeah, we'll take the axe, because we already used it. I wish it would stop beeping. A man with the axe is a force to be reckoned with. Those 2 thugs we ran into while following Pancake learned this the hard way. Pancake was a real hero, too. He chased them off and nearly made one of them leave their trousers behind. Not that anyone wanted them. Yuck. Who would have guessed that those 2 would have a respectable stash of water? Forget the trousers. They left a liquid fortune behind. Not bad. Not bad. I'm really nervous. Let's give her a water. The army isn't coming, not yet anyway. That's today's radio news. Instead, they have been broadcasting a request for all citizens to assist by cutting down trees in the nearby park. We don't know if some fancy general needs it for his fireplace or what, but they suggested it's either that or no evacuation. The choice is pretty obvious. We have the axe. We'll do it for that. We may escape. We've got 2... Nope. Okay. Alright. That's fair. That's fair. We chopped down as many trees as we could. It wasn't much, but hopefully it'll make a difference they wanted. The next time they get in touch, it better be from a tank parked in the lawn, or what's left of it. Our only regret is that this wood chopping business ruined our axe. This was a dark day for our family. This morning we realized Dolores has left the bunker. Unfortunately, she could no longer contain her insanity. We found a short note in which she explained that she was setting out to find her father, and that it's her dream to follow his footsteps and do something good for people in the wasteland. We have no idea what she meant, but we're going to miss her dearly. Good luck. Alright. We gave it a good go, you guys. We gave it a really good go. I guess we'll call it a wrap. That was a good attempt. Subscribe so you can join, and we'll do it again tomorrow. We're going to keep trying until we get this completed. This is going to be one of the hard ones. It really is. But if you enjoy this kind of content, you know, I hope you come back. I've said that a million times. I've been trying to do it more because I noticed in a lot of videos I don't say it at all. So sorry if it's pestering, you know. But anyways, I hope today's good. Hope tomorrow's even better. And I will see you here next time. Goodbye.